Hello, Master Numerologist Alvin here, and I would like to continue my series on exit points. An exit point is the day, month, year, and age that a soul leaves its body. Today, I would like to talk about Esther Rolle. Esther Rolle, an actress that brought into my life and perhaps your life good times. Esther Rolle was an American actress best known for her role as Flo Evans on Maude and its spin-off Good Times. Esther Rolle was destined for fame. She made her transition on November the 8th, 1998. Her first soar core is number 2 because November is the 11th month and 1 plus 1 equals 2. The number 2 consists of two strong sub-elements, those double ones. The one stands strong and tall and destined to accomplish grand things. These two ones carries the power of enlightenment and wisdom. With these double ones, when these double ones merge, the flowing number 2 emerges. 1 plus 1 is 2. Not as strong as the 1, but more prone to become a team player. Even though the number 2 offers its hand to assist, it is no pushover due to the very strong strength and willpower of the double ones. The number 2 enjoys the company of others, and Esther was born into a large group of siblings, which total 18. Now, Esther's second subcore is the number 8. It is pure, meaning that there are no sub-elements to modify the personality or the behavior of the number 8. The number 8 rules power. The number 8 is a very powerful vibrational energy. It is a number of survival, and it's a number that attracts resources, has an affinity to accumulate resources. The number 8, not only a survivor, it is also the number of fame and fortune. And when an individual carries a very strong 8 energy and is balanced in that 8 energy, then truly fortune is within their reach. Now, the number 8 has a keen sense for business as well as for proper investments. But sometimes the 8 may not keep an eye on its acquired resources and may lose it all. But it retains its power to build again. As long as you have the 8 vibrational energy, the magnetic attraction is always there. The lesson for 8 energy is to first of all understand what they have and then apply it correctly. There are lessons that an 8 energy must learn along the way. And one of those lessons is to respect the resources. Okay? Now, Esther's third subcore is the number 9, and it consists of 4 sub-elements. These sub-elements will modify the personality and the behavior of the third subcore, number 9. And these sub-elements is the year in which she made her departure. Now, the first sub-element is the number 1. And when we combine that 1 with the double ones, because remember, November consists of 2 ones, and so now the year of her departure also, the first sub-element of her year of departure is also a vibrational 1 energy. And so those 3 ones is going to create an actress someone that makes their living through their creative and artistic talent, but it's a very strong three energy. It's a three energy that has self confidence. It's a three energy that has direction. It's a three energy that has focus. And it's a three energy that strives to be the best that it can be. And it's a three energy that has the strength to climb all the way to the top of their professions because the one energy is a number of strength. And because there's three of those ones, which creates the three energy, the three ones modifies the personality of the three, so you can expect to see those characteristics of a strong three when it is composed of triple ones. Okay? So the three energy will create an actress that has a very strong sense of self, a very strong sense of self-worth, and pride. Now, the second and third sub-elements are the double nines. Now, these double nines will soften the second subcore, the number 8. The 8 and the 9 energy are opposite energy, meaning that the 8 energy is more outward and aggressive, and the 9 energy is more internalizing, more self-sacrificing, more giving. And so these two energies can work in harmony if a balance is struck. Now, these double nines are sub-elements, meaning that they don't carry as much power as the subcore. So the subcore, which is her second subcore, is the number 8, is very powerful and very strong, very aggressive, have a very strong need to go after fame and fortune and to acquire resources. But those double nines is going to take some of the impact off of the 8 energy, allowing the 8 energy to be more benevolent with this fortune and fame, to be able to not like hog the resources for oneself, but to share with others. That's what that 8 and 9 energy is representing. When I say those double nines softens the 8, it takes the edge off of the 8 energy, because the 9 energies are very soft. So the 9 sits in opposition, the 8 and the 9 sits in opposition to each other. The 9 is soft is compassion, and the 8 hard and aggressive. Now, the subcore is always more powerful than the sub-elements, but these two 9s will take some of the hardness away from the number 8, creating a softer type of a business person. But now, what happens is the fourth sub-element is the number 8. You know, she left in 1998. So that fourth sub-element, by it being an 8 energy, is going to continue to add additional fuel to the second subcore, which is an 8 energy, and because it works in harmony with the 1 energy, is creating a profile of an individual that had what it took to withstand the obstacles. See, when you're trying to achieve something, you're going to be met with resistance. And if you don't have the right stuff, you're going to surrender to that resistance, and you may give up on pursuing your dreams. So that's why you have to have a very strong constitution to be able to withstand the onslaught of rejection. So those 1 and those 8 is building a very strong strength, endurance, that would allow an individual to continue to kind of hack their way through the jungle until their objective is achieved. But it's also important to have some sense of balance. And so the 2s and the 6s and the 9s bring in a balance, so that an individual don't become so hard-nosed, so self-centered, or so selfish that they cannot see further than themselves. Okay, so the fourth sub-element is the number 8, and when combined with the second subcore, number 8, restores some of the power that the double nines had absorbed. Furthermore, these two double eights, when they merge together, when the energy synthesizes together, because 8 plus 8 is 16 reduced down to the 7 energy, the inner reflective number 7 is created. Now, we're going to add all four of those sub elements together. 1998, you're going to get 27. And once again, you see the 2 energy and the 7 energy, the 2 energy of self-surrendering. You see it in the first subchord, and when you reduce the 11 down to the 2 energy, which is soft. And then you see the 7 energy that comes from when you add the second subchord of the number 8 with the fourth sub element from 1998 with the 7. You see the 7 coming back. So an individual that's grounded in a good, strong sense of spirituality, or very compassionate, and reduce that further down, we're going to get the number 9. Once again, that additional 9 is going to just help to soften the intensity and the power of those ones and those eights, creating a more balanced type of individual. You want to be balanced in the hard numbers and the soft numbers, but sometimes the harder numbers predominate, and therefore you're going to see that in the personality of an individual that may come across as selfish or hard or inconsiderate, or they always, not having compassion for other individuals. When you see that type of an individual, it usually means that that person is carrying a predominant, the harder, aggressive, outward vibrational energy, and it will be much harder for that person to bring themselves back into balance. Okay? So, Esther's first subchord is the number 2, which comes from November the 11th, and her third subchord is the number 9. So the 2s and the 9s are very soft, very giving, very receptive, very helpful kind of vibrational energy, and it reveals a lady who has fame, but a very strong inner desire to use that fame unselfishly to come to the aid of other individuals. That's what that means. Now, when we add our first 2 sub-elements together, which is the number 11, to our second subchord, which is the number 8, to the 4 sub-elements of 1998, we're going to get the compound number of 2026. Now, once again, the first and third sub-elements reveal a very soft interior because of those double 2s. Once again, those 2s are absorbing some of the hardness from the 8 energies and from the 1 energies. So the first and the third sub-elements reveal a very soft interior, but when they merge, you're going to get the hard vibrational energy of the 4. The 4 is a very hard, structural type of vibrational energy, and it has to be solid in order to do what it was designed to do. But those double 2s create compassion within the 4, but nevertheless, the strong personality of the 4 is going to be hard, self-disciplined, prepared to come to work, and is willing to get the job done. Now, the first and third elements reveal a soft interior, but when merged, you get the discipline number 4. But the fourth sub-element is the number 6, and it offers a glimpse of a nurturing mother. So the 2s and the 6s is about nurturing, it's about receptivity, it's about giving, it's about self-sacrificing. So that energy is all soft. But when you add those 4 sub-elements together, 2 plus 2 plus 6, you're going to come back down to the number of her core, which is a very hard type of vibrational energy, which is a very a person that has a very good, strong sense of self-identity. And you can also see where Esther Rolle is pretty balanced in her energies, because if you look at the 26, when you add that together, you get the hard 8. But even though it has a lot of sensitivity and compassion, it's still an 8 energy. And you compare that 8 energy with her second subchord, and then you compare that 8 energy to the 4th sub-element from 1998, it's really providing a profile of an individual that is balanced, in the inner and the outer world. Strong enough to reach the top, but not arrogant enough not to know that she did not get there by herself, and that she will extend her hand backwards to pull someone else to allow them to achieve fame and fortune as well. So when you combine the third sub element with the fourth sub element, you're going to get the 8 energy, create the sharpness of a very successful business lady, the number 8. But all 4 sub elements added together, you're going to come back to the 1. The 1 energy is an energy of power, energy of strength, energy of I can do type of vibrational frequency. So, for example, to show you some indicators of how in her core, Esther Rose was not a woman that dealt with a lot of foolishness. She was a straight talker, and she was she came at you with full force. She had a lot of pride, a lot of dignity about herself. And when you look at her as an actress, you can just tell that she was the type of a lady that took a lot of she put a lot of weight on her shoulders. She knew that she was representing a lot of African American women, and she was determined to represent them in a light in which perhaps Hollywood or the television industry wasn't portraying women at the time. You saw that Esther Rose wore her hair natural, okay, and compare that to a lot of actresses today, they don't wear their hair natural. They deal with weaves pretty much, but not Esther Rose. What you saw is what you got. But she was born into a family of 18 siblings, but she was the 10th child. So 1 plus 0 equals 1. So that was an indicator there that she was here to set standards. Another example, Esther Rolle was a lady who has the distinction of having won the first Emmy Award for the category of Outstanding Supporting Actress in a miniseries or movie in 1979 for her work in the television movie Summer of My German Soldier. And she was a very strong, dignified matriarch when she portrayed the mother in the TV show Good Times. And she even had to carry the role of the lead when the actor James Amos left the show. She was the matriarch of that family. Very strong backbone, very wise lady. All good strong characteristics of a very strong 1 energy. Now, Esther Rose was destined for fame with the powerful transitional numbers of 8 and 1. Those 8s and those 1s propelled her, boom, right to the top. She stood tall and proud, and she carried herself with respect and dignity. And you can just feel that energy coming off of her when you will watch her act. Now, Esther Rose left her body at the age of 78. The first sub age core is the number 7, meaning that she placed God before her fame. The 8 energy is fame, but God came first. And then when it blended together, the 7 and the 8 are reduced down to the number 6, which is the energy of a family. And she was born into a large family of 18 siblings. And she knew in her heart that true success did not lie in fame, but in family. So let's take a quick look at her numbers right quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but I just wanted to really just point out to you guys her strong 8 energies. She was born on she left, let me get it right. She left here on the 17th, and the 1 is masculine, and the 7 is spiritual. So this 8 energy is gonna be modified with a very strong faith line, with a very strong need for independence and for strength. She left in the year of 1998. You can see the 8 energy popping up there again, and when you add the 9 and the 8 together, it comes back to another 8 vibrational energy. And then when you add the numbers in this form here, you see that 2026, and the 2 and the 6 drop down to make the one that 8 vibrational energy there. But you can see her major core is the number 1, which is right there, which, strong sense of value, strong sense of I can do it, just a strong sense of understanding that she was representing her people, the African American people, during that time, because African Americans, we weren't often portrayed on television, and a lot of times when we were portrayed, it was not in the most positive light. She knew that. She took responsibility for that, and she would go toe to toe with Norma Lear to try to get better scripts that portrayed the good time family in a more positive, uplifting light. And you can see her age core of the 7 and the 8, her 8 energy, being reflected again, but then her 7. Then you see her bridge. This is her major core of 1 and her age number of 6. So when you swing them together, you get the 7 vibrational energy right there. And then just real quickly, like her birth cycles, as you can see, was almost identical. She was born in November, which is a 2 energy. She was born in November, which is a 2 energy, and she also was born on the 8th. Okay, and of course the 8 and the 8 and the 2 energy brings you back down to 1 energy. This is where a lot of her acting talent came in. She was born in 1920, make the 3 energy, and here she had a very high destiny of a 22-4, which is right here, a very high destiny, a very high calling, and I believe that she did achieve a high standard, a high achievement. But it's a 4 energy. It's a very, like I said, a very hard energy, very determined energy, very, and then, the 1 energy that she left on, the 4 energy that she incarnated on, just meant that she was the type of lady that carried the strength to represent her people, which was important, and it's still important, how you represent, because your work lives on forever. Even when you make your transition, what you leave behind is still going to be it's going to be still looked at by future generations. So it's important that you put down your best work, and she did. So that's my analysis of Esther Rolle, or rest in peace. And I believe my next video is going to be on the actor, the Oscar-winning actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman, that lost his life through heroin. And I observed a lot of 5 energies in his birth cycles, and those 5 energies is a very difficult vibrational energy to get on top of. And when you get 2 of them, it's almost impossible. It's like a 5 energy is like a stallion, a wild stallion, okay? And you got 2 of them, and what you have to do, you have to learn to develop, good, strong arms to be able to not so much control those stallions, but to guide them, and don't let them guide you. A 5 energy is just a very strong outward type of vibrational energy, and we need a 5 energy. But it's like a hurricane. It's very powerful, and unfortunately, it's just sweeping so many people away that I'm gonna try to give y'all guys some tools. Those that have strong 5 energies, I'm gonna try to give you guys some tools to try to discipline those 5s, because those 5s are like it's the wind. It's it's like a hurricane. It's just the intensity is just so great. It's just so powerful, and I just observed a lot of 5 energies around Philip, and he just couldn't handle the storm, and he lost his life. So anyhow, to the next video, everybody keep your heads up, and may peace be with you, and just know that if you ever doubt yourself, don't. because you are a child of God. Just be still and know that I am God, and God is always there to help you. So until the next video, peace.